bet you don't know what this word means.
Puca? Ain't it one of these little guys?
Puca are notoriously known for being shapeshifters and shapeshifting into all kinds of things. Depending on which part of Ireland you're talking about, Pucas can shapeshift into dogs, into rabbits, sometimes foxes. They can also shapeshift into horses. The famous Sheridan Le Fanu often wrote about them being cats. Puca in Ireland, even though they're mischievous spirits, are often associated with Samhain. There are countless stories of Puca and how they're linked to the agriculture around this time of the year. However, most of those stories were recorded much later in the Victorian times. The Puca is now known to be a distinctly Irish fairy. However, etymologically speaking, it's a little bit more complicated than that. The word Puca comes to us from Proto-Germanic puco, meaning a little imp or a goblin. But how did a distinctly Irish fairy get a distinctly Germanic name? There is no evidence of this word being used in Irish before 8th century. As well, Primitive Irish, which comes before Old Irish, had no P sound. So then where did people in the 8th century get the word puca from? It probably came from the Old Norse puki and came along with the Vikings. That's not to say that the puca was originally a Viking spirit. Puki, pixie, and pucks are all their own different kinds of spirits. But whatever primitive Irish name that the puca had before the Vikings gave them the name Pookie, we actually don't know. It might be a surprise or a disappointment to hear that a distinctly Irish spirit is actually Germanic. So just to be sure, I brought in the big guns.
Did you do a phone a friend to Professor Ronald Hutton?
I sent him an email with all this information just to see if he could double check it, and he did. I am afraid that the really very good summary you've given of the evidence for the answer to your question is, in my opinion, the best that can be provided, so I congratulate you and praise you, and cannot improve upon you.
Oh shoot! That is the big guns.
I know some people may feel disappointed, but I actually think this is interesting. So even if the puca started out as a Germanic spirit, it's very obviously now a very distinctly Irish one.
Messa wina chardza.